everyone, Jeff and Jay here with another edition of Jay's Big Adventure, Jay's Fuzzy Guy. And today we are in southern Utah and we are going to rip Highway 12.
Okay, snakes ahead. Man. Got a hit on the radar detector. No idea what the speed limit is here. This says 35. Could have been that van. Valentine 1 is really good about getting rid of the falses and not being tricked by the Chevy and Toyota active cruise control radar, but every so often one gets through, and this is definitely a time when I would not want to be wrong about that. Boy, courage and strength, folks. Yep, there he is. And that is exactly why you want a radar detector, because he was on the inside of the curve coming around. You get very little warning if they're blocked by the mountains, and I got just enough of a warning when he came around one of these corners to alert myself to his presence. Whew. Good boy, good boy. One thing that I've consistently seen is that cops look at this as an old guy on a BMW touring bike. They have no idea what lies beneath. Which is a good thing. The cops see a bunch of sport bikes and they're pretty sure what's going on. With this thing, I've got a teddy bear. I can always go, oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. There's the lovely Kiva Coffee House. We had breakfast there. The view is just spectacular. brakes on this thing are just staggeringly good. They're one finger powerful. I've never gotten them to fade. And they're predictable. And some I've had bikes where there just wasn't a direct connection between the lever and the brake pads, and it was just kind of iffy when you squeeze the lever how much braking force you were actually going to get. And we're definitely going to need gas again. We have made it to Red Canyon. There are just some stunning rock formations here. Did a little bit of flying with the drone. I'm hoping that that footage came out. Time for a photo op. It's just starting to get light. This is just beautiful. It's rained a little bit here and there. The roads are really spotty. They're dry in patches, they're wet in patches, and sometimes the lane is both wet and dry based on where the tires have been. That's always a little sketchy when you're in a windy road, because you get leaned over and then you walk over into a wet patch and what can go wrong? But at least this section is completely dry. I was just flipping through the trip odometer. We've gone a little over 500 miles on this trip, but I reset the fuel consumption when I left this morning. In spite of the way I'm riding, I've gotten almost 39 miles to the gallon, and I am wailing on it. If I was good, who knows what kind of mileage I would get. But I'll tell you what, for the few dollars difference in a tank of gas, I'll stick with the grins per mile as opposed to gallons per mile. But that's pretty amazing. We just stopped to get gas in Escalante, and somebody is hurting. Glad this is only going to be about 20 bucks. how fast this goes. Alright, well, I'm bored. We're a couple hours from home. I'm running 89 miles an hour, which in the real world is probably about 86. But I was just thinking about my video on counter steering and how not counter steering will kill you. And this is a perfect place to check this out. As you can see, I am riding no hands, got the cruise control on. And if I lean, way, it eventually will turn, right? But it does not make much difference. And I'm, with gear and everything, I'm 250 pounds, right? So if you're planning on making a corner at these kind of speeds and you're just going to lean, it better be a really shallow corner. Now, if I counter steer, one finger, really easy. If I actually use my hands, I can really whip the bike back and forth. And that's why counter steering is so important. If I'm pushing in the bar, I can really make this thing lean. It doesn't take much. Alright, so right grip, left grip, right grip, left grip, and I'm actually pulling on the opposite bar. So if I'm going to push on my left grip, I'm pulling on the right one. And that's how you really make the bike maneuver, and especially on a winding road, you know, something like the Tail of the Dragon or up in the mountains around Salt Lake City. You know, when I'm really hurrying, I'm using both hands and I'm twisting both directions. I'm not just leaning on the bar, I'm pulling on the other one. That's what makes it so nimble. As opposed to that. So anyway, this is what happens on long stretches of interstate. I get bored and then I do silly stuff. But anyway, if you haven't watched the video on counter steering, please watch it, because it can make a difference. I've also got a couple of videos on just beginning rider tips. They are canyon carving 101 and 102. Watch those as well. See if it makes a difference in your riding.